Hey folks, this is your brother Mad Black, the most dangerous and the most toxic black man on the internet, and I'm black up in your face again with some more pro-black commentary. So, I saw a very interesting interview, and it was Terrell Owens and Chad Ochocinco just kind of going back and forth and having a conversation with each other. And Terrell Owens was basically talking about why he prefers to be with white females over black females, and his whole justification was that when he was younger, that black females made fun of him or they dissed him or just treated him very, just terrible and bad, and that's the reason why he prefers to be with white females instead. And he said he understands and acknowledges that there's a stereotype out there about black male athletes and celebrities once they get some money that they go out there and get a white girl. But according to him, black women always treated him terribly, so he had to be with a white female. And he's like, it's not that he doesn't like black women at all. It's just that's just his experience. Okay, so that's his justification. That's what he says, right? And I've seen a lot of people doing commentaries on this, and I kind of want to give my 2 cents in here from a sensible black male perspective, as a black male who doesn't have an agenda other than black people being together and keeping black people together. My agenda is not to tear us apart or just not to make money off of this whole gender war nonsense. There's a lot of people out there who are just like that, who have an opinion, who are just basically trying to keep the gender war going so that they can make money off of it, right? But let me just say this first about Terrell Owens' comment. So for him to say that the reason he doesn't really mess with black women is because he got made fun of from black women it's interesting to me when I hear stuff like that, and I always find it very funny because it just shows just how similar the excuses are and the nonsense is when it comes to black male divestors and black female divestors. So they both have the same excuses, even when it comes to, one of their many justifications as to why they date outside their race. They can't just admit the truth of the matter. They have to always have some sort of excuse. And you always notice the excuse has to do with a negative on black people. There's always some accusatory language towards black people. Because I've noticed so many black female divestors say the same nonsense, as that black men didn't appreciate them, black men made fun of them because of their hair, their skin tone, whatever, right? And that's usually the excuse you hear from the black female divestors is, I have to go with who loves me, or they have to go with whoever loves them. So you even have black males saying the same thing now. And I saw in the comment sections of these videos about what Terrell Owens had to say, I saw a lot of people even using the same language. A lot of these black males are using the same language that these black female divestors do, where they were saying that, no other race of man has this type of loyalty to his women or whatever, or like he shouldn't have this type of loyalty to a group of women who don't appreciate him, or he shouldn't have this type of loyalty to a group of women who treat him badly. Once again, black female divestors say the exact same thing about black males, that they should not have loyalty to people who mistreat them, right? So it's interesting that the black females and the black males had the same rhetoric on both sides. And I always say this, and then when I say this, people act like they don't know what I'm talking about, or they act like I just said that the sky is green, right? They make it sound like I'm saying something crazy or something that doesn't make any sense. But every time a situation comes up, you see the same type of rhetoric spouted from both groups. Once again, if they would be the best of companions if they did not have so much self-hate for themselves, right? They would get along great because they have the same mentality and the same view of black people. But the problem is they hate black people, even though they are black. They have so much self-hate that they couldn't fathom being together, right? So, I've gotten that out of the way. So, both black male swirlers and divestors have the same rhetoric as the black females, and they're both as ridiculous as you could think of. And I know a lot of black males will probably get upset with me for saying that, but people or men whining doesn't really bother me. It is what it is. Okay. But I'm going to call BS on that type of rhetoric. And the reason I'm saying that is because a very interesting comment that I saw about the whole Terrell Owens thing was, asking like, why would, he's justified because why would a black man want to be with someone or be with a group of women who, hate him or who promote hate against him and everything else like that, right? But, white people promote hate towards you all the time. They've built an entire system around hating and not loving or not wanting you. They literally built a system to keep you at a certain level. You understand what I'm saying? They've built economic, political, social, and whole medical organizations based on keeping you at a lower level than them, at the very least. Really is to destroy you, but at the very least, these things have been built and it prioritizes keeping you at a lower level than them. They build entire political strategies around displacing you and disenfranchising you. They built an entire legal system on unfairly, treating you and making sure you stay locked up, lying on you and everything else. And they built an entire media apparatus creating a narrative that you are the worst group of men on earth. But that still doesn't stop you from wanting to be with a white female. You see what I'm saying? Like, so am I to believe that Keisha making fun of the size of your nose or how dark your skin is or your messed up haircut or what type of corny clothes you might have wore, that was worse to you than a system that's kept you from finding decent employment, a system that even when you do achieve a certain group amount of goals, it tries to tear you down by not letting you advance maybe with your housing or reach another level of economics, or even if you do achieve a certain amount of success like Terrell Owens, you have an entire media apparatus that badmouths you or attacks you or tries to undermine you because you do make a certain amount of money. That's not as bad as Keisha saying you're dark skinned booty scratcher or whatever nonsense people come up with when they're children, because that's what it is. I mean, for God's sakes, guys. I mean, how are you really still hung up on some of that stuff? Because I mean, we've all been made fun of when we were younger, both males and females, right? I've always said that, I've probably gotten some of the worst criticism and attacks or disses from people in my own family, to the point where once I did get to school and once I did get around other people, there was nothing they could say that could bother me more than stuff said by people in my own family. That's why I'm a roast master. I always say I'm a dragon when it comes to roasting, because my family hardened me up from, all the stuff that they were throwing my way. I'm the youngest of four, plus I had a whole bunch of older cousins. Once you've gotten roasted by all those people, the nonsense that people say at school, that's nothing. I can return fire very easily in that type of situation. So that's why I don't get the amount of nonsense that, or the amount of weight that some of these people put on just getting called bad names or made fun of or rejected. Okay. When you have an entire society based around white folks that tears you down and degrades you, and but when it comes to white people, you make individual decisions, then all of a sudden it's, well, yeah, that might be true, but Becky loves me. Now, why can't you do the same thing when it comes to black women? Is it so you're making it sound like it's all black women who are mean and attacking you, if just because of one that you ran into when you were younger? All right, that's ridiculous, and it's extremely childish as well. I can understand past trauma having an effect on you in the future and as an adult, but at some point you have to be honest with yourself and say, okay, is it past trauma, or am I being a coon? Like you might want to actually sit there and have that conversation with yourself and think, do you hate what you see when you look in the mirror every day? Right? The fact that you put so much blame on other black people for the negative stuff and make it seem like you've never met any positive black person at all in your life, which I very humbly doubt. But you make it seem like all the white people you've met in your life are nothing but positivity, which I also very highly doubt, right? Come to think of it, didn't Terrell Owens have a negative incident with a white female not too long ago? Didn't he like have an incident with like a crazy Karen or something like that? Let me go check. Let me go check real quick. I'll pause it and come right back. Yeah, yeah, here it is right here. I knew this happened because I didn't report on it at the time, but I do remember a lot of different black YouTubers talking about this whole incident. So so Negro, you literally had an encounter with a white female where she attacked you for being black, and you that just goes over your head when it comes to dating, apparently. So this white female, and remembers her name was Caitlin Davis, and she called the police on Terrell Owens for walking through his own neighborhood and tried to make it seem like he was attacking her or about to harass her because he was this big black man and she was a white female. You remember that? This happened last year. Last year this happened. And apparently, according to Terrell Owens, he just blanked that out, apparently. That part of his life, that doesn't exist. White girls are okay. All white females are so nice to him. Okay, they show him nothing but the utmost love and respect. So you see what I mean, folks? This is what I'm talking about when I say a lot of these black males who say this nonsense about, black women made fun of them, or hurt their feelings or whatever. They completely ignore the incidents with white females, and that's because they want to be with a white female. It doesn't matter what Becky does. It doesn't matter what the white female does to him. They'll always be his preference because he likes white females. He wants that trophy to have. And I don't know why Negroes just won't say that. They always try to make it seem like there was something negative going on with the black man or the black woman, and that's the reason why they're out there interracial dating. Just be honest about it. Stop lying. Stop trying to tear down black people as a whole. Stop cooning, and just be honest about why you have your quote unquote preference. And even if you want to talk about it on this micro level of calling names or whatever, white folks call you names too. So Terrell Owens, in your entire football career, no white person has ever said anything negative to you. No white person has ever made fun of you or talked bad about the way you look or whatever. You know good and damn well that they were talking bad about you. I mean, hell, they write articles about you, right? Or they put the little digs in, or you know how white guys like to make the little snide comments, right? Or these white sports writers or white sportscasters. But you forgive them and say, well, that's those white folks. That's not all white folks, right? I can still date Becky because this Becky loves me and treats me good. Even though if you piss her off or uh, don't come through with enough money, she'll start talking trash about you too, right? as the Negroes act like that doesn't happen, as if Becky doesn't divorce these rich Negroes and take their money. They make it seem like only black women do that, which we also know is not true, right? But once again, you make exceptions and make it seem like it's only one or two white women who do that. It's not all of them, but you don't make the same exceptions, or you don't even try to get into the same thought process when it comes to black females. To you, all black females are bad because of a few. But, if a few white people do something to you, you'll never think of them in the negative. You always still keep them at a positive level, right? And it's always, you still want to be with them and be a part of them. Now, I know the real reason he prefers white women is because he's reached a certain money status and he feels that that's where he needs to be. That's what he needs to have. The same way when a man reaches a certain level financially, he thinks he needs to have a certain type of lifestyle with the cars, with the house, and all this other stuff. So, of course, now that he's at this certain level, he needs to have his trophy, which is the white female. That's the reason why, okay? And there's also a lot of slave-minded thought that exists within that type of mindset as well, because, the white woman has been kind of pushed on the black man as she's the epitome of beauty and she is the epitome of femininity. It's basically a grown-up version of the doll test. The black doll is ugly, the white doll is pretty and beautiful, and this is what I need to have and possess. Okay? And I don't know why people think that doesn't affect Negroes on a adult level as well. But that's all I have to say about that whole situation. Because like I said, I hear this type of rhetoric all the time, and I hear this narrative all the time, and some black males just jump on it and make it seem as if it's 100% legit. And once again, I have to call BS with that, because I know by the way you guys act that really it doesn't matter what negativity comes your way in the form of white folks, you're always going to prefer them because you're mixed up in the mind when it comes to worshiping white folks. And you have a lot of self-hate when it comes to how you deal with your own kind. Anyway, folks, let me know how you feel about it in the comments section. This is Mad Black, and I will be back with my foot on the devil's back.